Gold, silver, coins stamped with a royal crest, wooden chests so heavy 2 men lift them and still tremble. If you get your hands on that kind of fortune, a pirate crew can change overnight, from hunted nobodies to the rulers of an entire stretch of sea. And that's why, within days, the rumor of a lost treasure turned every dockside tavern into a furnace. Everyone talked about gold and silver, everyone wanted it. Everyone dropped half-truths like they were holding the secret. But the treasure isn't hidden inside rumors. It's hidden inside the one thing people fear most when they have to believe. A map. A sheet of yellowed paper, edges torn, ink blurred by salt and damp. There's nothing romantic here. Only cold markings. Roots, shoals, currents, jagged reefs. And at the end, a deep red circle, like a promise that tastes sweet and cruel at the same time. The moment that circle appears, greed wakes up like a starving animal. The captain lays the map on the chart. Table. He doesn't talk much. He simply drops a gold coin onto the red circle. The coin rolls once, twice, and stops dead in the center. And in that instant, every face changes. No longer the eyes of sailors, but the eyes of people already imagining chests of gold and silver buried under their hands. One man laughs under his breath, shaking with excitement. Another swallows hard. Another stares at the ink like he's hypnotized. Because this map doesn't look like something drawn to scam a drunk. It has details that feel too expensive to be fake. A hook-shaped mark near a shoal, only someone who's been trapped there would understand. Wind notes that match the season. A reef avoidance curve so precise it makes you want to believe immediately. And when people want to believe, they'll invent reasons to believe. An old pirate grits his teeth. If this is real, we won't just take gold. We'll take a name. A young deckhand whispers, "If it's wrong, we lose everything." The air tightens. Because at sea, one wrong move and you vanish like you never existed. The captain scans the circle of men, voice low and firm. "Anyone who wants out, walk away now. But anyone who stays, don't ask why we're moving fast. Treasure doesn't wait for hesitation." He drags the map closer and jabs a finger at a landmark. This is the turning point. Slow means someone else takes it. Turning back means you live with it forever. And forward. He pauses, letting the word land. Is the biggest gamble of your life. No one stands. No one leaves. Because gold and silver have already won. Orders snap across the deck like blades. Pack provisions. Lash down the water barrels. Check the lines, check the weapons, raise the sail. Everything happens so fast nobody has time to think. And that's how a map starts steering a ship. Not with ink, but with greed. If you want to follow a pirate treasure hunt series like this, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. Because they get even more intense, even more nerve-tightening than this. Now, let's begin the story. The ship slips away from the harbor, leaving the noise and rumors behind. The map is rolled tight, sealed in a leather tube, tied down like it's a life itself. But the tighter it's hidden, the more dangerous it becomes. Because from this moment on, whoever controls the map controls the gold, and the power to give orders. On deck, a few glances turn strange. People stop watching the sea and start watching each other. Watching the captain's hands, watching the spot where the map was. Because inside a pirate crew, treasure creates two things faster than anything. Hope and betrayal. And there's one detail nobody notices. No, worse. They don't want to notice it. From the second the map was opened, one man didn't look surprised. He didn't gape. He didn't shake at the thought of gold like the others. He simply flicked his eyes over a few symbols and looked down as if he already knew them by heart. Because he had seen this map before. The moment the ship clears the harbor's shadow, the wind shifts, like the sea itself is changing its mind. Footsteps hammer across the deck. The captain barks, "More sail! Faster! Don't let anyone tail us!" No one asks who. Everyone understands. If there's a map, there's never only one person hunting the fortune behind it. The old pirate presses an ear to the deck, feeling the vibration in the hull. He looks up, jaw tight. "Wake behind us, not weather, a ship." The lookout snaps up a spyglass, squinting at the horizon. A dot, tiny but growing. "Sail!" he screams. "Sail behind us!" The deck detonates into motion. Lines screech. Men climb rigging like lightning. Crates are kicked aside. The captain doesn't look back. He stares forward like the choice is already made. Reach the gold and silver, or lose the right to ever return. He orders the helm to cut a sharper angle, riding the channel the map indicates. The ship leans hard. Sea spray lashes the boards. A deckhand slips and nearly goes over the rail. Someone hauls him back in the last breath of time. And in that chaos, the man who knew the map eases toward the lower deck. Not running, not panicked. Calm, like he's walking into a position he's been waiting for. At the bow, the first mate crowds the captain, voice low and razor sharp. "They've caught our scent. We change course." The captain answers without blinking. "Change course and we cut ourselves off from the treasure." The first mate's teeth grind. "And if they box us in out here?" The captain whips his head around, eyes hard. No one boxes in a ship that's charging for gold. Behind them, the pursuing vessel closes. The sail shape resolves. Low, fast, built for hunting. The wind through its rigging sounds like a predator breathing. "They're on our flank," the lookout shouts. "Cannons ready," the captain roars. "But don't waste shots. Each one is money." The word money lands like a spark, because everyone is already spending the treasure in their heads. Men tear covers off the guns, check fuses, swing barrels with the wind. A crate of shot slams into a post with a brutal thud. The air is tight as a drawn wire. But the most dangerous threat isn't behind them. Below deck, the leather tube is stored exactly where the captain ordered. No one touches it. And yet, in a hard lean of the ship, a young deckhand notices something. Small, but wrong. The wax seal on the tie has a hairline crack. Fresh. Too fresh. Like someone opened it and hid it again. He starts to speak, but a hand yanks him back. The first mate appears beside him like a shadow. "Quiet," he murmurs. On this ship, the first man to speak might not stay standing. The boy's eyes widen. Heart pounding, he understands. The treasure hasn't appeared, but the fight already has. Right here, among men sharing the same deck. Above, the pursuing ship suddenly swings, closer on the port side. A heavy boom rolls over the water. Maybe cannon, maybe the sea slamming wood. Splinters leap. A sailor drops flat, breath stolen. Nobody has time to check him. The captain bellows, "Full sail! We cut through the narrow channel!" Ahead lies a field of shoals and hidden teeth, waters that swallow outsiders. But the map marks a thread through it. That's why this crew dares to bet everything. The ship throws itself into the passage. Wind whips. The deck bucks. Men clutch lines, faces pale. One small misjudgment and the hull kisses rock, and the sea takes them before they can even scream. Then the lookout's voice breaks again, raw with fear. "Storm wall, black sky ahead." The horizon turns into a slab of darkness. The wind snaps sideways. Waves rise like shoulders. The chasing ship falters a heartbeat, deciding whether to plunge in. The captain stares at the black wall, then at the faces around him. Faces dragged forward by gold and silver. He says only one line, and it crushes hesitation. "Treasure is ahead. If you want to be rich, follow me." The ship surges into tearing wind, and then a scream erupts from below deck, sharp enough to cut through the storm. The map! Everyone whips around. The leather tube is out. The tie is loose. The wax is broken. Someone opened it. The captain snatches the paper, shielding it from the wind. His eyes darken as he sees what shouldn't exist. On one stretch of route, a second line of ink, newer, darker, has been drawn, bending the course. And in that instant, the cold truth hits him harder than the storm. The danger isn't only the ship behind them. Not only the weather ahead, it's on this deck. Because someone is using their greed to steer them the wrong way. The captain grips the map so the wind can't tear it away. Rain lashes. Thunder cracks like the sky is splitting. He growls, loud enough for the nearest men to hear. From now on, nobody goes near the map hold alone. Anyone who does, explains themselves. The first mate steps closer, eyes like steel. So who do you trust? The captain doesn't answer. He looks across the deck, faces soaked, eyes burning with salt and the promise of silver. Trust is a luxury when treasure turns men into strangers. A wave rises like a wall and slams the hull. The deck tilts. Barrels skid. A sailor is thrown sideways and nearly goes over. Two hands snatch him back at the edge. Screams drown in wind. No one has time to argue. If the ship doesn't live, the treasure is nothing but a story. "Hold the helm," the captain shouts. "Stay in the channel." The helmsman stares into the dark. Narrow water, hidden shoals. This is where the map was clear, before someone corrected it. That new ink line, half a finger width on paper, could mean death outside. "Starboard," someone yells. "No, port," another shouts. Voices collide. The captain glances at the shoal mark, reads the water, and decides in a single breath. "Follow the tide, not the fresh ink." The ship cuts hard. Spray whites the deck. The bow skims close to swirling water. Everyone near the rail feels it. One touch of rock and the sea takes everything, before they ever see a single coin. Behind them, the pursuing ship tries to follow. But the storm doesn't let hunters choose. Lightning rips the sky, and for a flash, the enemy vessel is clear, low, fast, waiting for this exact moment. Then, an ugly, jolting impact. The chasing ship lurches, losing its angle. It struck the teeth of the channel outsiders don't survive. "Don't look back," the captain roars. "Forward!" And then, as if the sea opens a secret door, their ship bursts out of the storm's edge. Rain thins, wind calms a beat. Ahead rises a crescent of black rock shielding a pocket of unnaturally quiet water. A hidden cove, cut off from main routes. Not a place traders drift into by accident. A place you hide something in, if you never want it found. A deckhand whispers, "Is this it?" The captain doesn't celebrate. "Nobody gets rich while they're still standing on deck," he says. "Landing party, shovels, lanterns, and keep your eyes on each other." Two groups drop into skiffs. The air smells of seaweed and mud. They hit the sand and slow down, listening, watching, counting their breath. The map is spread across a flat rock. The captain points to the red circle. From the broken tooth rock, straight in. Find the twisted trunk tree, then left. Short, final. No room for doubt. They move in. The forest is wet and dark. Branches slap faces. Mud grabs boots. In minutes, their breathing turns sharp, not from exhaustion, but because in their minds they can. Already hear coins clinking. And then they see it. A rock like a broken tooth. A twisted trunk exactly like the sketch. Everything is right in a way that feels wrong. "Dig!" someone shouts. Shovels bite. Roots snap. The ground stinks of damp earth. 10 strikes. 20. And then, metal taps wood with a clean, unmistakable sound. The whole group freezes. A rotten wooden crate. Stones wedging the lid. Hands shake as they pry it open. For a heartbeat, everyone expects a chest of silver. But when the lid gives, there's no blaze of gold, only wet cloth, a few dull coins, and emptiness. Silence falls like an axe. "It can't be," someone stammers. "This was supposed to be the cash." The captain lifts one coin and wipes it. The coin is real, but there are too few. A taste, a lure, like someone scattered crumbs to make a starving crew run into the dark. Then, behind them, a dry crack. The ground beneath a man's feet collapses. Not a bottomless pit, but enough to swallow him in a blink. A shout bursts out and is smothered by earth and roots. Lanterns shake wildly. Men lunge, grab, yank, panic snapping through the group. "Back," the captain barks. "No wild steps." A trap. Not for animals, for people. And before anyone can steady their breath, a short whistle cuts from the tree line. Maybe wind, maybe not, but it raises every hair on every neck. The first mate whispers, voice tight. "We're not alone." No one digs anymore. No one dreams of silver. They pull back toward the shore, moving fast, lanterns swinging, shadows twisting into shapes that feel like watchers. Every footstep sounds like another footstep answering behind them. They hit the sand, launch the skiffs, and row like something is breathing down their backs. The main ship appears in the cove like the last safe thing in the world. They climb aboard, gasping. The captain rips open the storage hold. The leather tube is there, but the map inside is not intact. A corner has been torn away, precisely the part that marks the way out. And in that instant, the captain understands. They weren't brought here to find treasure. They were pulled into a game where the one holding the pen holds everyone's fate. And they are only running after gold and silver, even as every sign screams for them to stop. The map is missing the exact corner that shows the way out. On deck, the air is still salty after the storm. Everyone stands frozen, not afraid of the sea, but afraid of each other. The captain spreads what's left of the map on the chart table, stares at the ragged tear, and says through clenched teeth, "Who tore it?" No answer. Only rope creaks and heavy breathing. The first mate steps in, scanning faces. "No way out means one thing," he says quietly. "Someone wants us to keep going until there's no returning." The captain grabs the leather tube and digs into the bottom. His fingers pull out something thin and black, charcoal, and a small ink vial leaking at the seam. He holds it up under the lantern glow. "That fresh ink line," he mutters. "It didn't draw itself." All eyes slide toward one man. He takes half a step back. No panic, no pleading, just silence, like he's been ready for this moment. And right then, from far outside the cove, a low horn sounds across the water. A sail shape appears at the mouth of the inlet. The hunting ship has found them. "We're out of time," someone shouts. "They're here." The deck erupts. Hands on sails, hands on guns, boots thundering. But the captain doesn't take his eyes off the suspect. He speaks slowly, ice cold. "Talk. You'd seen the map before. Why?" The man lets out a soft laugh. No joy in it. "Because you would have gone," he says, "whether I told truth or lies." He sweeps his gaze across them. "Gold and silver make men blind on purpose. I only had to put a piece of paper in your hands, and you'd march yourselves exactly where you were meant to go." "The treasure?" a deckhand whispers, voice thin. "Yes," the man says. "Just not for you." He tilts his chin toward the inlet, where the enemy sail grows larger. "Those few coins in the rotting crate were bait. The map was drawn to hook you, so that ship would know exactly when to arrive and exactly who would be trapped." A heavy boom rolls over the water, cannon or crashing sea. The chasing ship is in range. The captain snarls, "Cut anchor! Out now!" Their ship swings hard, pitching into rough water. Wind snaps like a whip. With no clear route marked, they shove forward on instinct and desperation. Men slip. Wood slams. In the chaos, someone loses footing and disappears over the rail in a blink. Nobody can afford to turn back. And then the captain stares into the black water like he's staring into human nature itself. His voice drops, heavy as iron. The map is fake, but greed is real. It dragged us here, and it tore away every path back. Now let me ask you, if you were standing on that deck, what would you choose? Would you push forward because you believe one more step means gold and silver? Or would you stop the moment the first sign felt wrong? Tell me in the comments. I want to read your choice. Thank you for staying too. The end. Wishing you strong health. And I hope you'll keep sailing with this channel, because the next episodes are even bigger, even more intense, and every hunt will make your heart beat faster.